540 ESPN.
We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing sucks. You see, KYJ, things have changed just a little bit since the last time you were here.
I think you should see your oculus. Nothing wrong with my feet. Oh, I'm talking about your eyes.
I can even make my ass do tricks. Watch this. You have any idea where you are? You're in the jungle, baby. This is WCW. That's right. Hold on.
For over 10 years, the world's #1 source for professional wrestling news and information. And once again, here's your hosts, Damian Nelson, Frank Cosentino, and the man they call Meathead. This is the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN.
Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Report, live on 540 ESPN and streaming live at ESPNMilwaukee.com. A special night, a special time. The Pro Wrestling Report on Thursday after Impact. For the first time ever, thank you for joining us wherever you are, all over the broadcast audience. Damian Nelson here with the man they call the Cos, hello, and David Octavius Hero.
I'm ecstatic today.
Is that right?
Oh, this is a great day.
Why so great?
We got a hot new merchandise.
Is that right?
It's hot news.
I saw that. That's
going to be a big seller.
Don't tell me. It's not. Is it DHHS? The shirt's available?
The shirt will be available tomorrow.
Wow.
On PWRshow.com.
None of us, we've been doing this show for 12 years.
Yeah.
None of us have ever had a shirt.
So you guys haven't been quite as over. That's the thing.
That's our next shirt.
Our
next shirt should be
we're
not quite as over.
I'm the only guy that's loved and hated on this show.
Loved and hated all at the same time?
It is a love-hate relationship.
It really is, isn't it?
Rashi Brown, the Skull Crusher of Ring of Honor, is going to be joining us for Hour 2. And we have a lot to talk about tonight, gentlemen. The first thing of which being TNA Sacrifice on pay-per-view from last Sunday. I'm going to share with you some audio from that as well, because there's one piece of footage on that pay-per-view that is certainly worth discussing. We're also going to talk about WWE Raw from this past Monday. Bryan Danielson's situation on NXT. Interested to hear Rashi Brown's thoughts on that. TNA Impact from tonight. WWE Smackdown from last week worth discussing. And also WWE Over the Limit this Sunday on pay-per-view. So a stacked show for sure. And we want you all to participate out there in the universe. The number, 276-3776-276-ESPN. Or all over the world at 1-800-990-ESPN. We're also live at PWRshow.com, where during the second segment, the video portion, live video feed from the studio, will be made available. You love that, David, this way.
Not really. It's an invasion of privacy. Last time I got in trouble.
You're a broadcast
because
journalist.
You don't turn the thing off during the commercial breaks.
You know what? Here's Broadcasting 101. The mic and the camera are always live.
All the good stuff is when the camera goes off.
Kind
of like TMZ turns on their camera when ours goes to break.
And welcome to everyone joining us in the Chatmosphere at PWRshow.com. Gentlemen, this past Sunday on pay-per-view was TNA Sacrifice. Pay-per-view headlined by Rob Van Dam versus versus Jeff Hardy in the main event. And AJ Styles. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused.
It is Thursday, you know.
It is Thursday.
It's different.
We have had an active week. Had TV tapings yesterday, got radio tonight, got primetime tomorw.
Last Friday we were in Hammond, Indiana.
At the TNA House Show. We'll talk about that on primetime tomorrow.
We didn't, no. But we'll talk about it later, better than the casino.
RVD retains the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. But, gentlemen, let's talk about some of the other noteworthy things on TNA Sacrifice from last Sunday on pay-per-view. The Motor City Machine Guns became the #1 contenders for the TNA Tag Team Championships, currently held by the Band.
The Motor City Machine Guns have been in this area since TNA seems like when it began. They've always been in the mix for the championship.
Almost there, but not quite.
Yeah. So we kind of know what we're going to get out of them. Why not give them another shot against the Band, where I have my opinions on that?
You know, I think if there's one team that would not be afraid to put over the Machine Guns, it would be Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Because that's my thought process. What team is going to go against them that it's going to give a fighting chance, to win a title?
Let's not forget, Kevin Nash has put over Rey Mysterio. clean on a Nitro once before.
You almost put him through a trailer, too.
Well, that too.
Kind of darted him through a trailer.
But, you know, I mean, for as much criticism as the band gets, they also do business.
Yes, they do, and that's important. But they also need to make sure that they realize who the future is of the organization. And
That's Mr. Anderson.
well, right now he's not in any tag team deal, but I mean,
Oh, he is. He will be.
We'll
You
talk
watch.
about TNA
Well,
Impact
yeah.
from tonight as
All
we
right.
go forward in this program. But
you know something I don't.
program with the Motor City Machine Guns and the band, your thoughts on the excitability factor of that?
Well, I think it's excitable because we know what we're going to get from the Motor City Machine Guns, and that's solid tag team work. The band's going to do their job from this point. We know we're going to get out of them. It's just a matter of where the storyline goes from this point. Are they going to be? Is the Motor City Machine Guns going to be just pushed off to the side? This will be their one shot. No, they're not good enough. But we know what we're going to get from them, and it's solid tag team work. So I'm interested.
Other things of note on the pay-per-view, Doug Williams regains the X Division Championship from Kazarian. Doug Williams, who's been very outspoken against the X Division, saying that they're a bunch of quote-unquote spot monkeys, and they spend too much time jumping around the ring, which takes away the significance and the importance of that jumping around the ring. Now he is the man that represents that division that was built off of such action.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys in the X Division that just want to wrestle. They don't want to be the human car crash every week. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah. They don't, well,
But people, what does everybody want to see?
they want to see the car crash, but
and what do they want to deliver? Their spot.
But here's the thing: these guys also want to have a career. They don't want to be burned out after a couple of years of all those crazy bumps.
Jeff Hardy's not. He's been doing it for how long now?
Yeah, but Jeff Hardy takes time
How
off
long?
once in a while.
Exactly. And then sometimes it's not related to injury; it's related to other things.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
Wow.
he's
Situations.
And you know, Kaz, Frankie Kazarian, he's coming to Milwaukee.
Ah, is he?
June 11th, the Italian Rumble 2, GLCW presents.
I understand that Ric Flair is going to be on that show as well.
Well, not Ric Flair, but Jay Lethal,
Oh, wow.
who is perhaps one of the hottest and brightest stars in TNA, will be wrestling Al Snow.
excellent.
We got the ODB against Tracy Brooks. We got Kazarian against Silas Young. Of course, Ring of Honor's Rashi Brahm will be there as well. Just go to – and, Damien, I forgot, your good close personal friend and the Kaz's former training partner, Baron Von Raschke, will be there.
I think that's all the people need to know about that show, aside from the fact that they can go to blizzardbrawl.com to get tickets to that big show June 11th.
And
Down
tickets
at
start at $10. It's under the big top, so if it rains, snows, or whatever, the show's going to
You
happen.
do have to say snow. It is July. You never know.
It's Milwaukee.
Or
Tara is gone from TNA Wrestling at the hands of Madison Rayne, who I think, as we reported on, or was reported on PWRshow.com, it may have been her actual first pinfall victory since joining TNA Wrestling. Tara, who spoke out a couple of weeks back saying that she feels she deserves more financial stimulus from TNA Wrestling and is not going to be re-signing with that company. And when we get to hot news, you'll find out about a new signing and somebody else who may be soon on her way into TNA Wrestling.
What would you guess is the average length of contract?
With someone in TNA,
Right. Especially from the women's side.
a couple of years,
Now, how long has she been with
a
TNA?
year.
Well, remember how she got signed, though. Dixie saw her at an MMA event.
Yeah.
Right. And Dixie
Signed her.
marked out. Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
You know what, though?
stated
But-
that she wanted more financial freedom.
She was a good signing for TNA at the time.
At the time.
And
Yes.
you know what she did? She did help some of the younger knockouts. I mean, you know what? She put over Madison Rayne. That's a big win for Madison Rayne. It makes it gives her some credibility.
She wants some more money,
Who doesn't? We all want to get paid.
and it's maybe it's the best for her to.
That's why Rashi comes in at 11.
It's
Yes.
the
All these
quality of
high-dollar
time.
contracts
It's
as
the
this show
quality
continues
of time
to grow.
with it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Will Tara be missed? Now we got Awesome Kong gone. We've got Angelina Love out with injury. We've got, as I said, Tara gone. And
Tracy
is
Brooks is gone.
it a knock to the Knockouts division? I know Fish is very interested in what's going on with the Knockouts division.
You know,
He came in looking for a knockouts match during Impact and got Orlando Jordan instead.
I just want to be like every other TNA fan. Watch the knockout segment and then click.
Well, and he said Orlando Jordan's on there wrestling. He's like, did Awesome Kong lose weight? I said, Fish.
No, I did not say that.
I think OJ wears more makeup than Awesome Kong.
Fact.
Yeah.
She won't be missed.
Oh, she's missed.
Maybe not from a fan standpoint.
Oh, believe me, when we were in Hammond and we saw the Knockouts tag match. Yeah. You know what? Listen, no disrespect. Sarita and Taylor Wilde and Velvet Sky worked very, very hard.
However,
I love Lacey Von Erich. She's a beautiful woman. I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Sting versus Jeff Jarrett. Now, this was interesting. One of the, I don't know if it was a headlining or a main event match on the pay-per-view, David, if you could school the world.
I would say that match was a special attraction.
So you have spoken.
You didn't ask that.
It was made even more special because we had a little bit of a throwback, if you will, to when Jeff Jarrett laid down for Hulk Hogan several years ago in WCW. I believe 2000 was the year where he laid down for Sting in a bizarre situation on that pay-per-view that I'm not sure we've gotten real explanation for to this point.
Well, Sting's a little beat up. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He has a bum shoulder and can't do a whole lot. But they needed some extra star power, and you know what? The match didn't help either guy. It really didn't.
Well, my thing is, I don't know how the fans don't know how to react with Sting. You're supposed to cheer for this guy? You're supposed to boo for this guy?
I just want to see him take his T-shirt off. And let me clarify that statement. I want to see him look like a professional wrestler in the ring who should be there.
You want to see him with at least a tan.
Something like he needs to be there, like he wants to be there, like he cares. He seems to be just going through the motion.
That's it. And I don't think the fans know how to react to it. So when he comes out, it's like, yay.
No, you know what? They don't even acknowledge that anymore.
Acknowledge what?
That it's Sting.
So why have him? Why pay him? What is it? $5,000 an appearance? $10,000 an appearance?
Because he's one of the more recognizable guys.
What's he doing for him right now? Two-night on Impact. What is he doing for him? Slammiversary. What is he going to do for him in that main event matchup?
Going against who?
Jeff Hardy, I believe.
At Slammiversary.
That's what I hear.
I thought it was against Rob Van Dam.
We'll have to get the interns on that.
Oh, okay, we'll have to find out. But it's a legend versus I don't want to say a future star because both Jeff or Rob, whoever it's going to be, is
Rob
a star.
Terry?
No.
Well, when you see Sting, you see Hogan, usually coming out within a minute or two.
Not tonight.
I don't think Sting's relevant.
Tonight.
I'm going on record.
No, I agree. But that's why they got to put Sting in a match with Jeff Hardy or Rob Van Dam at Slammiversary to make him relevant, to make him mean something, because he's getting a hell of a paycheck right now. And
given the rumors going around out there, which we'll talk about tomorrow night on the Pro Wrestling Report primetime television show, about what TNA may need to be doing soon, given their talent roster of about 64 talents, having Sting around just becomes unnecessary.
Here's the thing, though. If they get rid of Sting, he goes to Vince, and he'll be at WrestleMania in Atlanta next year.
Fine.
They don't want to do that.
Is that going to hurt TNA more? No.
They don't want to do that.
I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference.
No.
And first of all, is he going to want to go to WWE?
If he can get a WrestleMania payday, absolutely.
He's had that chance, though.
But it's different now. He's winding down.
I'll give you that.
Winding down.
Okay, so then let's say that scenario is there. He wrestles in WWE. Do we see him in the Hall of Fame a few years from now because of that?
Versus Undertaker main event at WrestleMania?
That would be a selling point.
Hero.
That would be very good.
No, that is tremendous.
That could be hot.
In
Atlanta.
Yes. Make it so instant. That is great.
I don't want to predict it because it'll happen.
No, I never thought of that. But I'm sure you'll make some more bold predictions here coming up in the near future. But that is a money match.
That'd be huge because people in Atlanta would come out for that.
I'm marking out now for it.
And then, of course, Taker beats Sting, keeps the streak going, but
you have at least a new storyline.
And that Sting's one match. That's it.
Yeah.
One and done. Come in.
Oh, you could
do
sell
that.
this perfectly.
One and done.
I came here for one reason and one reason only.
They've never wrestled, really, right? I don't
in
WCW.
tag matches as the Skyscrapers, I'm sure they did.
Okay. But as far as the general wrestling fans concerned, they've never touched each other.
If you think of it, two guys that have had the longest going gimmicks, Undertaker and Sting.
That's amazing.
It would be,
yeah. Thanks to Phenom8809 in the Chatmosphere at PWRshow.com correcting me. Sting is indeed wrestling RVD at the pay-per-view for the championship, and I should have remembered that because there's some not-so-good rumors going around out there about what may happen in that match at Slammiversary. Sting versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Wouldn't that have to be 20?
No.
It won't be. Hey, listen, it won't be a great match, but there'll be a lot of interest.
I got to challenge you on that. I think it will be a great match. Remember when Sting found himself again, found his soul a couple of months ago back in TNA? He had lost all the weight. He was cut again. He was performing. He was wrestling. He was putting on an act.
Forgetting his spots.
Maybe to a degree, maybe lesser so than normal. But I think if driven enough, he can deliver and would deliver an excellent matchup. I think an excellent. Well, he's in the ring with The Undertaker. I mean, who's gone wrong in that situation?
Well, you just brought up something. Number 20. You think there's significance to that?
Absolutely. It's got to go to 20-0. 18-0 is cool. 19-0 is cool, but it's got to go to 20-0.
But isn't 25 better than 20?
It ain't going to go to 25.
He can't go that
but
far.
I know, but I mean, it seems like
no,
you just
20
brought it
years.
up, so it's got to be
2
20.
decades
of darkness. Jabba Champ would rather see Goldberg versus Gilbert.
Oh, I would too. I love Gilbert.
I'd rather see the Yeti.
When we come back, we're going to talk about probably the most newsworthy thing.
Meathead's in Orlando right now. He'll be back next week.
Probably the most newsworthy thing of TNA Sacrifice, and that was the promo cut by Ken Anderson, which is all the buzz around the Internet. Yep. We're going to play that for you and discuss it when we come back on the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
540 ESPN Text Club members get the breaking news on the Packers, Brewers, Badgers, and Bucks. Sign up today at ESPNMilwaukee.com.
What's that look for? Isn't this the band's theme song?
Wow. Didn't Dragon play Godfather one time?
Yes, he played the actual Godfather's theme.
He did.
I thought
by mistake. Totally Dragon. Not that Fish is not sufficient.
Thank you.
But at least you can see Fish, you know.
Yes, hello.
A couple of weeks we had the conversation about our bumps and music and stuff, and you lashed out when I asked if we could do a certain thing, and now you play this.
What's the band?
I'm just having
Can we
a
get
fun
one
with
for
this
one? Can we talk? We'll talk.
Hey, we'll talk.
Yes, indeed. Good. Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN, streaming live at ESPNMilwaukee.com. Oh, no, the Bobby Heenan Show theme.
There we go.
That's even better. Actually, you know what? During this timeout, we listened to that promo again from Anderson at Sacrifice, and it is too hot for radio.
Well, and TNA pulled the plug on us, too.
No. Why do you got to spread such stuff?
I'm not.
So we do have that available at PWRshow.com if you haven't seen it. But let's talk about it because a lot of people have. And many are saying, contrary to what we saw on Impact tonight, that Ken Anderson could be the best heel in the business right now and maybe the best talking heel in the business right now. Frank, Dave, your thoughts?
Well, the best
a bold
talking,
statement. You could throw arguably heel in front of it. Either or both.
I have to think about it a little bit more, but within
TNA needs him as a heel, not a babyface.
He is the top heel.
Clearly, he's turning face, though. That's what we saw tonight. He's aligned with Jeff Hardy.
His promos are excellent.
Yeah, but you know what? The problem I have is who is the top heel in TNA right now?
Who? Well, okay, we can answer that now. Later on, we're going to talk about who are the top 2 stars in TNA. We're going to answer that question.
Who's the top heel right now?
AJ
top
Styles
heel right now.
I wouldn't say AJ Styles.
No?
The fact that we have to think about this, let's ask a different question. Who's the top heel in WWE right now? Oh.
Sheamus?
DiBiase.
No. Jericho, isn't it?
Yeah.
CM Punk, maybe?
Batista?
Yeah. Spotlight.
But you got to put Sheamus up there as one of the top heels.
No, you got to put Sheamus up there as one of the top heels.
He gets heel heat. He walks out. He gets booed. Yeah.
Well, in that case, isn't Vicky Guerrero the top heel?
Oh, there we go.
She gets the crazy
boost.
She's a true heel.
Thanks, Fish. You make us look stupid
now.
Got
the winner right there.
I didn't realize Carrot Top was a MMA fighter. We're watching some
He's going to open up a chest here and get toys.
This kid looks like Carrot Top. You can join us on the phone lines. The number 276-3776 or 1-800-993-3776. I have not.
No. Who's the top heel in TNA?
I believe we're to believe that at this point it's Sting.
Or is it Ric Flair?
No. Who do they think is the top heel right now?
You know, that's a great question.
It's different.
Because on paper, on script, it may be Ric Flair, but when he comes out to the ring, he's not getting the reaction that's supposed to be on paper.
Right now, TNA needs a top heel, and that guy is Kenny Anderson. They have enough baby faces.
Yeah.
They got RVD, they got Jeff Hardy, they got Hogan, they got Abyss. You know, I mean, even the band, they're baby faces.
Yeah.
They have enough.
Put Anderson there.
They need Anderson to be a heel.
Well, I just
awesome
put it out
on the mic.
I'll just put it out in the tweetmosphere, out in the Twitter universe of PWR Show. Let the fans answer it, so we'll see what we get response-wise from that right now on Twitter. Let's go to the phone lines. We've got Glenn down in Orlando, Florida, who wants to talk about TNA. Glenn, you are live. Meathead, by the way, is in Orlando, Florida right now as well.
Maybe he's with Glenn.
So Meathead clearly on the
I
OBT.
love Kelly Holcomb. I know he will start.
Glenn, you're live.
What's up, guys? How you doing tonight?
Hey, Glenn.
2 questions for you. Do you think in today's world that the internet is so out there and people so use it so much that it's a good thing to lie to the fans or tell the truth? And another thing, TNA is cutting down and they need to make budget cuts. In your perspective, who do you think is the number one guy to get rid of and why?
Thank you, Glenn, for those 2 good questions.
Wow.
To the point to the first one, WWE has at times used the internet to work things. I think wrestling companies, one more so than the other being TNA, is much more in tune with what's going on the World Wide Web. But I do think that it could be used to the advantage of those companies. But at the same time, you're looking at a percentage of fans. Now, my philosophy is that percentage of fans is merely a sample of the overall audience, while more vocal than the overall audience. It's a sample, and maybe it deserves more attention than it gets. But I think it's an opportunity that can be used but can't always be used, because you can't control the mouths of the talents of the people working in the office and what information does get out. But put some fake information out there. Sure, why not? Build intrigue.
The fans are smarter now than they were about 3 or 4 years ago. And if you remember with all those websites, even 5 years ago, click here, Sting joining WWF, or WWE, and you click there and it went to their website and it was all sponsored stuff. And now fans have figured out, I'm not clicking there. I know what's happening. I'm now going to the internet to either find out what happened on a taping or find out if there's an interview out there. Someone off camera or someone that they, was at TNA or at WWE and have now on the independent circuit, and they have an interview and whatever the situation is. But to find out rumors and such, I don't think a lot of fans are doing that as much as they did maybe 5 years ago. They don't believe it. So, well, it's not how Goldberg's not coming back. Click here, Goldberg back. We don't do that anymore. We're smarter than that.
David Hero.
What do you laugh for?
Your genuine sigh and disgust with this question.
Well, no, I mean, the internet's huge, but it's such a small part of wrestling. You gotta figure maybe 10% of the wrestling fans know where to look to try to find news, gossip, and rumors.
And as Al Snow said, 90% of the country has a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so
many. But
many.
it's a sampling. Even ratings are a sampling.
Right. There's so many different sites out there. Everyone has their different take on things. I mean, we were down at the Hammond House show. I go, hey Ken, I hear you're making $3,500 a week here in TNA,
which then became the joke of the night.
When he's like, what do you mean? Like, well, I saw it on one of the sites. I mean, it's like there's just so much out there you don't know what to believe.
Exactly. And then you bring up money here, which is the second part of his question as far as budget cuts. Every company in the United States or all over the world, for that matter, is doing some type of budget cut.
Not the Pro Wrestling Report.
Well, no, because now we got some new merchandise to help offset some of this stuff.
I got to admit, I've just seen the shirt. The marketing team sent it to me. It's hot.
It's a great shirt.
And I'm saying it. I might buy one.
We should all buy one.
And as far as
I get 5%,
5.
And I
thought you wanted 40.
I get 20% of your 5.
Beautiful. You get 4 cents.
Hey, better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as who they would let go for budget cuts, you can't let go of one of the top stars right now unless they're just literally just showing up and not doing anything. It would have to be someone in the middle that they've overpaid for that just doesn't seem wants to be there.
Well, we're going to talk about
that
this in-depthly tomorrow on PWR Primetime. And we've kicked some ideas around as to how to communicate this. But here's the one thing that I'll leave it with is there is a misconception out there as to TNA's overhead for talent because they don't have many people with a lot of downside guarantee. A lot of their talents are working on a per-show basis, paid per-show basis. So the fact that they have 64 or whatever talents on the roster doesn't necessarily mean that all those people are costing them money every week, even when they're not being used.
But
now,
some of these guys have guaranteed dates.
Exactly. And as I said, we'll talk about that tomorrow on PWR Primetime, available at pwrshow.com on demand, and right after Smackdown on Time Warner Cable here in Milwaukee. We got a couple of answers out on our Twitter account from the question that we posed earlier. Who is the top heel in TNA? User by the name of Ty1822 says AJ Styles. User by the name Paper and Pin 2 says Hulk Hogan. At least that's what I think.
Come on.
The real Bowman says it would have to be none other than Orlando Jordan.
Well,
you know what? He's not even getting heel heat. That's the problem with that
he's
guy.
getting a shock reaction.
And when he does get heat, he puts suntan lotion all over his body, so it doesn't make a bit of difference.
Thank you for those comments out in the Twitmosphere. Remember, our Twitter name is PWR Show.
Sounds right.
So join us.
You know what? Speaking of Twitter, Linda Kay is now tweetable.
You know what? I think she may be.
She is.
She is? You can confirm?
At Linda Kay.
At Linda Kay.
Well, it's Linda Kay.
Ah, yeah.
Linda.
Linda, the new host of PWR Interactive, which
200 tweets.
Debuted today at pwrshow.com on demand. Fun show, and apparently Linda is doing good there. So
everybody wants to know what the deal is with you two.
I don't.
Love is in the air.
I don't tell.
You don't talk, huh?
I don't tell.
All right.
Remember, you can join us in this conversation. The number 2.
Hey, it's not that unusual.
Not that unusual because Frank is dancing just like Carlton.
That's beautiful.
1-800-990-ESPN or 276-3776. Again, 1-800-990-ESPN or 276-3776. A couple more answers before we take a timeout here. A couple more people have chimed in. Eddie Winslow, top heel in TNA is Hulk Hogan.
Eddie Winslow?
Not from that show.
That's not Urkel's buddy?
And Nightmare88 says, well, it was Mr. Anderson, but now, of course, they turned him face. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Stay up to date with 540 ESPN on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/ESPN Milwaukee.
You can never go wrong with this music. Nope. Roddy the Piper.
You know, that was a great experience last month with him.
Yeah, it was.
The stories we heard from Roddy Piper.
The thing that I heard more and more, just to go on that, was how genuine he was.
Yeah.
Towards the fans.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That was.
Ken Anderson does a great Roddy Piper impersonation. You've got to see it sometime.
This is the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and streaming live at ESPNMilwaukee.com. Damian Nelson, David Hero, and the Kaz here with you on Thursday night, a special night, May 20th, 2010. Meathead out of town. Rushy Brown going to be joining us shortly if all goes well. Getting ready to prepare for some big ROH shows this weekend. So he's got to pack and all that stuff and then spend some time talking to all of his fans.
He just has boots and underwear. I mean, really, what is there to pack?
You just don't have appreciation for what he goes through. I detect heat between the two of you.
No,
I'm just saying.
Rashi and I have a lot of love. Absolutely.
We want to welcome everybody watching Frank on the live video feed at pwrshow.com.
Put up a tarp.
Just click.
Dude, it is so hot in here, it's ridiculous.
Just click on the the live video link at pwrshow.com, and you can go ahead and join us in video form. So, thank you to all of you who submitted answers to our questions on Twitter. We'll finish.
Have we gotten the right answer yet?
We'll finish this off with a couple more, which were.
I think we're looking for opinion.
That's my job.
The next one comes from revised from Eddie Winslow, who says actually the top heel is Mr. Anderson or Orlando Jordan. So I think that's 2 for Anderson, 2 for OJ, 2 for Hogan. Next one is Ty1822. Well, he's talking about DHHS. We'll skip that for now.
How am I the hot top heel in TNA?
Lincoln Hawk 29 says, I don't think they're turning Mr. Anderson face. It was a swerve. Well, it's interesting. Cub fan, 2240 says, it's none other than Dixie the Cougar Carter. Matt Morgan should be top heel, R. Lashley says. Good point. And Doug Williams / Matt Morgan, Elville Punk 85. And finally, Nard 7 says Mr. Anderson or AJ Styles. So a lot of discussion out there, but nobody really able to nail just one person as far as their answer as to who the top heel is in TNA.
Does TNA want a top heel?
I would.
You know what? Think about that. We can't even pick who the top heel is in the company. That means there's a problem.
If you would ask Dixie Carter right now, who would she say? Who do you think she would say?
I don't know. I mean, we've had, what, a dozen people tweet in? No one knows. There's not
7
one
different
decisive
answers
answer.
right now. Right. But I don't know if TNA wants a top heel.
They need one. Every company needs a top heel, and they need a top baby face. And right now, they don't have a top heel.
Let's talk about WWE Raw from this past Monday night. Buzz Aldrin was the guest host on the commercial-free edition of WWE Raw. And he was unique. He reminded me a little bit of Bob Barker. Just a little bit.
I'm not dead.
It was brutal at times.
Really?
Yeah.
When he did the in-ring stuff, that was painful.
Why do they keep doing that, by the way? Where, okay, you're going to push your book, you're going to push your album or CD, whatever, and then or ever show.
Merchandise.
Right.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, now we got to get you into the storyline a little bit for the evening. And they have to kind of remember what they have to say, or the music hits and they're still in mid-sentence, and the camera falls off.
Wow, Frank, that's an expensive piece of equipment.
That's a $10,000 camera.
He's not happy right now. Kind of hot about it.
Remember, I'm sitting over here.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like they kind of lose their track. Like, I'm supposed to talk now, right? Then the music starts, and then you're going to be fighting so-and-so.
But Buzz Aldrin's never been in that spot before.
Well, to me, they shouldn't do it. You have them come out, plug what they need to plug, and then
all
just
the
have the wrestlers do that
vignettes
stuff.
in the back. Yeah.
Have the wrestlers do the talking. And there was times where you just cringe, like, just get it going.
You know what? I never thought I'd say this. I wish they would have had commercials during Raw, just to break it up a little bit. I mean, it was almost too much.
They had their vignette.
I needed my break.
You didn't like the Kali in the small car and then Hornswoggle in the Hummer?
Good for Hornswoggle.
It was funny.
I think Hornswoggle was in the car that supposedly I bought. Was that on April Fool's?
No, he had a white Hummer. You had a black Hummer.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I distinctly remember that.
Mm-hmm.
You keep getting accused of a lot.
Because you guys start all this stuff. I'm the good guy here. I really am.
And apparently the victim. We're just going to fix that. We're having problems with the video camera right
Problems,
now for the live stream.
Try Velcro.
We also found out that a new general manager will be announced Monday night on WWE Raw. And quite frankly, I'm at a complete and total loss as to who it will be. There are people saying maybe Bret Hart, but that really
I found out who it is.
Only thought, really.
Yeah.
Who that?
I don't know if I can say.
Oh, now you set
it's
it
hot
up.
News. You can't tease hot news and not give hot news.
John,
hot news.
John Cena's dad, Johnny Fabulous. John Cena Sr.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what sense does that make?
It's his dad.
And?
It's going to be interesting.
All right. Bret Hart is the new United States champion. He stole the title from The Miz.
No, he beat him.
He stole the title from The Miz with the help of the Hart Dynasty.
Was there a pinfall?
He stole the title from The Miz.
Was there a submission?
The referee, here's what had happened. The referee clearly called for the bell before Miz tapped out. What they did was they screwed The Miz in Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
They did. He never quit.
Oh, I saw him tapping.
Tapped the moment he put it on.
No, his contact fell out. He was looking for his contact lens because he wanted to see how far away the rope was so he could reach, and the referee misinterpreted that as a tap out.
Do you realize how ridiculous you sound right now?
Or there were ants in the ring, and he just had to stomp them out.
Just admit it. Bret Hart, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, beat your boy, The Miz.
And it was best that it was done in Toronto, Canada.
I mean, did you think Bret was going to lose in Toronto, Canada? I mean, really? Why don't you use the stapler and just staple it on that thing?
You can get a piece of gum.
Okay, so what? An American can't lose anywhere in the States?
Not at all. When was the last time you saw...
I don't like y'all's opinions on this. So let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Eric in Queens because he wants to talk about Bret Hart screwing The Miz out of the United States Championship. Eric, you're live.
Hey, guys. I tell you, you guys got to get Meathead back. He's been missing more shows than X-Pac as of late.
I wouldn't say he's been missing.
Listen. Okay. I talked to X-Pac today.
I know, you're going to get a video of him. I've heard that.
He's just fine. He's going to be in the Wisconsin... You know what? I should try to get him on tonight.
Okay, I've heard this.
We don't have time.
Well, we got time for X-Pac.
And Damon, you guys haven't talked about Cody Rhodes. He actually beat Chris Masters tonight on Superstars.
He did tonight on Superstars. You know what it is? You know why Cody beat Chris Masters?
Why?
Got a dump.
Chris Masters and I have heat. Cody was out there defending my name.
We have picture proof of that.
That is true.
That might be. Well, I tell you, I loved your short segment on the Cody Rhodes doll. And the new one, that new one is going to be the best use of rubber since Kane went to prom with Katie Vick.
Wow.
But anyway, guys, I turn on TNA and I see Kevin Nash and Scott Hall as the tag champs.
Yep.
Then I turn on Raw and I see Bret Hart as the U.S. champ. And then, of course, Virgil comes out.
Welcome to 1988.
I know, exactly. Should we be, with the Expendables coming out this summer, I just feel like I'm in a time warp of some kind. Can we expect Jim Neidhart to kind of complete everything and win the World Championship?
Jim Neidhart? He was on TNA a few months ago, wasn't he?
You're right.
Yeah.
Jim Neidhart.
See, hey, we all wanted that Attitude Era back, and now we got it.
Yes, well, we're going further back, it feels like. I can't wait for Rock'em Sock'em Saturday night or something.
Rock'em. That's who we're missing right now is The Rock.
Eric out in Queens, thank you very much.
Great
I don't think he said anything about Bret Hart.
No, that's
United States title,
it's good stuff. The Rock, I was thinking about that a couple of weeks ago because there was rumors of him coming on a Monday guest host.
What if he was the new GM?
Who? Bret Hart?
The Rock.
The Rock?
To me, the only way
he can't make that kind of commitment.
That's the thing. He's doing well movie-wise as far as financially. Maybe not the movie itself.
Is he filming The Tooth Fairy 2?
Yeah.
Hey, that was a solid movie now. Come on.
Good family entertainment. Well, the game plan wasn't horrible. And it made good money. And that's all they're basing on. The Tooth Fairy, woohoo, not too good.
It's amnesia dust. You're still distraught, Damian.
Well,
Nelson.
here's my question. Clearly, Bret Hart won't be champion for long. They had to do it. It was in Canada, duh. But clearly, he won't hold the belt for long. How do you get out of this, though? What's next?
He just hands it over.
Right. He's done?
He's
Here,
done.
I don't want this. Is he going to hold up an
Do you
office
think
trash can
Do
at
you
the broadcast
think
booth?
Bret Hart's last match he's going to lay down for somebody? Not at all.
No.
Not in Canada, he won't.
Not anywhere.
He's a Canadian hero.
I could see Vince coming out and saying...
Vince is done. The story behind the match with Bret Hart and Vince at WrestleMania was the end of the Vince McMahon character.
Really?
Yes.
Someone then is going, the new GM possibly, will say, that belt comes off of you right now. That is my first decision.
Cub fan 2240 on our Twitter account says that Shawn Michaels could be the Raw GM. There's been a little bit of buzz out there that he may be itching to come back. I don't believe it
right now. It's a little early.
Paul Heyman, Born Awesome 123 in the Chatmosphere, PWRshow.com. Not going to happen.
I wouldn't say never.
It's good, though. And we'll talk more about this on Primetime tomorrow, but it's good, though, that we can't quite figure out who the who the GM is going to be. The question, and again, we'll talk about it interactive, is what does this mean for the guest host concept? We've seen they've been stripped of power. Are we going to walk away from it or do what JR has suggested, which is do it less? What if it's JR? Than every week. That could be the case, but that's a one-trick pony.
I guess my thing is, who don't you want it to be? Who's someone you're going to go, oh, you've just ruined an opportunity? Because they do have an opportunity here where you can create some buzz.
I don't know.
Buzz Aldrin, but
maybe Bryan Danielson can be there.
Steve Austin?
What?
No, he wasn't happy last time he was there.
No. We will discuss the excellent matchup on Raw and an appearance that we don't see often on Raw when we come back.
Wait, you're talking about Gail Kim's victory, aren't you?
Of course. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
The D-List, Homer and the Game. 9 straight hours of all Milwaukee and all live on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. We're live Thursday, May 20th. We'll be back in our regular Monday time slot.
What are you looking for?
Where'd the gimmick go all of a sudden?
Okay, video. We're having some technical difficulties with the video stream, so that'll be back on Monday when we're back on the air Monday night, right after WWE
I fixed it,
Raw.
and all of a sudden you move it.
You think you fixed it.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Damian Nelson
$10,000 camera.
Don't get hot about it.
Speaking of hot,
that's
what a hot match.
That's the next trip we need to get.
Done deal. Frank, you're in charge of the marketing team around here, and there's a lot of stuff going on. We've been waiting for your answers from you. Do you answer emails? I mean, the interns are saying you just won't commit to anything.
No, I'm not much of a committer.
That's the rumor.
An excellent wrestling contest on
my
Raw.
phone going nuts at the moment.
On Raw this past Monday night, Edge and Christian, the ENC connection, disconnected in a one-on-one wrestling match this past Monday night on Raw.
And they gave it away for free.
Outstanding. It was an outstanding matchup.
Well, those two guys were going to work hard.
Yeah. It was great. And you mentioned it for free. It seemed like I don't want to pay for it, but it was a solid, great Monday night match. And they delivered. It was excellent. Well done.
David, your thoughts?
I just told you. They gave it away for free. They should have waited for a pay-per-view. Make it mean something. Absolutely. People would pay for that match. You don't think so?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I do know that it was a little surprising to see The Undertaker appear on Raw this past Monday night. It was the first full hour of that commercial-free Raw from Toronto featured all Canadian talent.
Except The Undertaker.
Right. Well, he's from parts unknown, so that could be anywhere.
Gail Kim was on the show.
Death Valley.
I get a lot of heat for my Pope and Cody Rhodes and Miz outs. And you're always talking about Gail Kim. And you get no heat. Why are you Teflon?
I haven't talked
Everything
about...
bounces right off you.
Yeah, right. I haven't talked about Gail in a long time.
Twice in the last 8 minutes.
Well, she's smoking hot. How can you not talk about her? She's back on TV finally. You're talking about Cody Rhodes.
Doll.
Yeah, and Rhodes on a rope.
Twitter follower by the name of Gail Kim Groupie, actually.
There we go.
Puts the final answer on the question of who's the top heel in TNA. They say the TNA creative team.
Yeah,
that's going in
because they have no idea what's going on right now.
Just saying. So overall, your all's thoughts on WWE Raw commercial free this past Monday night?
You know what? It was a really solid show. They brought all the stars. They had all the names there. But you know what? Just for me, I just wasn't feeling it.
God?
How many times have we seen Cena and Batista end the show with Cena either knocked out or in trouble? And I'm going to need help from our listeners out there. They have an I Quit match.
Yes.
And during the break, has a heel ever won an I Quit?
Absolutely.
We'll go to the Chatmosphere to
The Rock beat Mick Foley.
After Fish spoiled it and ruined it.
Vintage Fish.
But But we'll solicit some other answers from the Champosphere at PWRshow.com to Frank's question. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Celebrating 12 years on the air and voted 2009 Broadcast Show of the Year. This is the Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report. We're live Thursday, May 20th, 2010. Damian Nelson here with the Kaz, Frank Cosentino, David Octavius Hero, and the Skull Crusher, Rashi Brown. Rashi, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
You know what? I couldn't be better. I'm liking this Thursday stuff.
Really?
Well, yeah, a little different.
Yeah.
Well, you get to watch Friends, and then we get to come down to the show.
Ugh.
Cosby Show, isn't that on Thursday?
Stop it. Cheers.
Active discussion in the first hour, thanks to our callers and thanks to people participating on Twitter. And the question we asked, Frank, actually, why don't you repeat the question before we took that break there?
Well, now I look like an idiot because my question?
Yeah. Now you do?
Well, because I couldn't remember it until
Fish
got it in seconds.
Fish gave the obvious one, but in the Champosphere, we got some people with some additional matches.
How many times has there been a
heel.
I Quit match where the heel has won?
And Elbow Punk 85 and
I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. And then,
all right. I can't think of one either. But if it ever happened, I bet you Triple H was the heel.
Elbow Punk 85 says Shane Douglas won an I Quit match in ECW. Ray versus Morrison, I believe. I guess they had an I Quit match, which I don't believe. Chavo versus Ray, an I Quit match on SmackDown in 2006.
Oh, yeah. Chavo beat Ray.
So apparently it's helped.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's happened a few times.
It made me think of it. Obviously, with this match coming up, I'm like, well, that's never happened.
You know what?
Vince over Stephanie in an I Quit match in 2003.
How about
One Man Dynasty?
Bob Backlund beating Bret Hart?
That was an I Quit match?
Or a submission match? I don't remember. Remember Owen threw in the towel?
What did he say? I don't remember.
He didn't say he quit. Owen
He
threw in
said
the towel.
Victoria or Vicky Guerrero.
No, that was Mick Foley when at Royal Rumble 99 or 2000 or whatever it was after they.
That was the obvious one that I couldn't think of right away. But.
Well, the question, as we've had a lot of them tonight, and Dave Hero alluded to it earlier, who right now, we're going to go around the room on this one, who right now are the two biggest stars in TNA? Right now, who are the two biggest stars in TNA? The question earlier that you had, David Hero, was, who's the top heel in TNA? We had a lot of feedback on that one, but now the question...
And there isn't one.
Now the question, who are the top two stars, by your own definition, in TNA wrestling right now? And let's start with you, Octave.
Well, for me right now, I think Jay Lethal is one of their top stars. He's over like crazy. They love him to death. It's amazing what...
Jay being TNA?
Yeah, just, right now he is a top guy. And Ken Anderson, I think right now it's a little bit up in the air because of where they are with him, but going into his match with Jeff Hardy, he was one of the top guys. You can't say Jeff Hardy and RVD because they've been top guys. They've held that for a while. But as far as guys coming in, starting from the bottom, working their way up, I got to go with Jay Lethal, and I got to go with Ken Anderson.
All right, Lethal and Anderson from David Hero, who has spoken. Kaz, two top talents, two top names, two biggest stars in TNA wrestling right now.
I still got to put AJ Styles in there.
Really?
It's a top star. Maybe he's
in your mind, by your definition, two biggest stars in TNA.
You know what? We need to get Kaz some water.
If you guys disagree with me, I'm fine. But
it's your opinion.
I think he's the guy that if they wanted to have the face of the organization from its inception, he'd be one of the top names to be mentioned.
But the question,
the top star right now,
top two, biggest star.
Well, then why wouldn't it be RVD?
Okay, so RVD,
excluding him and Jeff Hardy, excluding those two. they're
No, we
established
don't.
stars.
We don't think we
Well,
can
then,
exclude anyone.
well, think then at that if
Well,
you
that's
exclude them two, then Anderson would be in the conversation, and
You can tell Frank's our marketing guy. Everything's
Yes,
always so
Jay
clean
Lethal.
with you.
Well, Jay Lethal, I guess, would make sense too. But the definition of star is too broad.
Deliberately. Rossi Brown, two biggest stars in TNA wrestling right now.
It's a very, very tough question because as far as watching the product on TV, the playing field seems pretty fair and even. Like everybody gets the equal amount of time every week. And not all the time. It doesn't seem like one angle is more important than the other on the show. So I think they have a lot of stars now. I mean, in my opinion, they have a lot of stars.
Too many?
No, not too many. It's not a bad thing. But, man, this is a very tough question.
It is.
I have to
We
say,
tackle the tough questions here on the
previous
Pro Wrestling
to the
Report.
Pope's injury, I'd have to say the Pope.
11:08. First Pope mentioned tonight.
I have to because he was over like a sunset flip, and he came in there.
I haven't heard that in years.
Well,
awesome.
I'm sorry.
That's great.
He came in there and he popped the crowd in, and maybe
You know, when Pope comes back, there may not be a spot for him.
there's always a spot for the Pope. Come on, man. I can't come up with another guy. I can't say Kenny. I can't because he was with Kurt and Jay Lethal. I guess is the new hot thing, so I'm gonna go with Jay Lethal also.
And for me, it would have to be Anderson and Hardy. Ken Anderson and Jeff Hardy, in my opinion. Rossi Brown, very intrigued to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
And, well, actually, we're going to get to that in a minute because I want to play the promo if we can that I want to reference there. But let's go to the phones. We've got two people who have been waiting patiently on the phones. The first of which would be Kevin down in Florida who wants to talk about The Undertaker. Kevin, you're live.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, I'm just wondering, you guys were talking about how The Undertaker is going to go 20-0, or, like, obviously, he's probably not going to go past that. But how do you guys think he's going to retire? Is he going to get a big send-off like Michaels or Ric Flair? Because his dead man character, he doesn't really talk a lot. He doesn't really have a human personality. So he can't come in the ring and just talk about miss people or stuff. So
He will break character completely when he retires and leaves that ring.
Think?
Absolutely.
Man, I don't know.
He is going to thank everybody under the stars. He's just that kind of guy.
Think how
I don't think so, man.
No, me neither.
Vince wants him to be like
the character goes away.
Yes, not the man, the character. Yeah, they don't. I don't think they ever want him to be human.
Think about.
But he was human for a while.
But think about how the send-off was for Shawn Michaels. He just kind of came off, a little tip of the, and that was it.
Okay.
So in my opinion, what he'll do is something where he'll come out and lightning bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the bigger star, Undertaker or Shawn Michaels?
Great
in
question.
whose eyes?
It's a great
Just
question.
In the eyes of the wrestling fan.
I think it's two different categories in the eyes of the wrestling fan for those two
That
stars.
is that's a great
no,
question.
you got to pick one. Who is the biggest star? You pick one guy to go in the Hall of Fame. You can only get one. Who is it?
That's a household name.
No.
Well, and that's what I'm going to say, the biggest star. Like, if you say his name, people know who he is. I have to go with The Undertaker.
So he will get the biggest send-off in the
No,
history of
man.
wrestling.
All he has to do is go to one knee, stick that hand up, lightning strike, smoke for 5 minutes.
The Druids take him away.
Matt Longtime's going to be there?
Yeah, probably. No
Paul
matter how
Bearer
far
will
away,
come back.
He'll drive.
Thank you for that call, Kevin, down in Florida. We're going to take more calls when we come back. We've got, the number you can call is 276-ESPN or all over the world at 1-800-990-ESPN. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
The season never ends. Talk Packers football every day on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Rashi, you like this.
K-Quick.
What do you mean, K-Quick?
And Rashi Brown, Harlem Heat 2000, baby.
Shut up.
Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Sister Sherry. You know, Sherry,
God rest her soul.
I
God
miss
rest her soul for
her.
sure, but you know, we had the distinct privilege of conducting the final interview
Yes.
with Sherry Martel, which is available at pwrshow.com. Sherry Martel, challenged but a sweetheart all at the same time. Let's continue on the phone lines. Let's go to Tom in Indiana, who wants to talk about a person whose music I now mark out for.
Hello?
Drew McIntyre. Tom, you're live.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to talk about a few things. First, I just wanted to talk about what I thought was the best moments on Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown was definitely Drew McIntyre's trophy celebration thing. I laughed my ass off when he talked about the swaggy. And the other one was when he fist bumped and complimented himself as a 5-year-old in the wrestler photo. I actually think that I actually have to agree with David Hero, and that he might be having the best first title run in quite some time. The Raw one, it would definitely be the Santino Saseki one and the Edson Christian.
All right.
But the thing I wanted to talk about was Drew McIntyre. I think this guy is massively overrated. His arsenal consists of basically punch, kick, elbow arm, DDT, and that's it.
Memphis.
I just find that it's kind of sad that you need Vince to basically say Vince's name to get any actual heat, because he was basically getting X-Pac heat beforehand. And I don't know. I just don't see why anybody is believing in this guy, because the crowd just doesn't care about him.
All right. Well, Tom, thank you very much for that call. Reference Drew McIntyre. Do the fans care about Drew?
We got one fan who thinks he's overrated. I really haven't broken down his match to see punch, kick, DDT, but I think he's got a lot of potential.
He's young. He's what, 22, 23? I don't know. He'll get there. Give him time. Triple H started out the exact same way.
No
Triple H,
way. No,
Triple H,
When he was in WCW,
No.
Triple H
terrorizing, he
lost
was a skinny guy.
Triple H lost to Das Wunder King.
Alex,
You know,
Yeah,
we
he did.
asked the question earlier, or at least David did, about, well, actually, we were talking about the two top talents in TNA, I guess. Two things. First, we got an email from Luke Cage.
Wow.
Anybody?
Yeah, isn't he a Marvel guy?
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know if
Mortal
that was Marvel or
Kombat.
DC.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Flawless victory. What are your thoughts on TNA, on the TNA poll, having Sting ranked #1 in spite of him practically coming in last on the fans' vote? So, in theory, the two biggest stars in TNA right now should be the two top vote getters at the 10 best poll at TNAWrestling.com, right?
And who is that?
Right now, #1 with 25% of the votes is Jeff Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many votes?
on both
That
the
information is no longer available.
Very the
Exactly. So that's not an accurate representation.
Well, number 2 with 14% is Desmond Wolfe.
Like I said, I don't think that's accurate.
Number 3 with 10% is Mr. Anderson. So, in theory, it
Who's
is Jeff Hardy and Desmond Wolfe.
What's the top 5?
Number 3 is Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Number 4 with 8% of the votes would be Kurt Angle.
Okay.
And number 5 is tied between the following people with 6% of the votes. Matt Morgan,
Mm-hmm.
the Pope.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I scratch that. Number 5 with 7% of the votes is Sting.
Huh.
Yeah, huh?
That's your top 5, huh?
Yeah, that's the top 5, David.
It'll prove itself.
Rashi Brown,
Yeah.
you worked with this man. You are a Ring of Honor star, and finally, there's a lot of buzz on his time now in WWE. I want to play for you, though, and everybody out there, in case they missed it, Bryan Danielson from this Tuesday night on NXT, where he seemingly became Bryan Danielson from Daniel Bryan.
What are your thoughts after seeing that footage where, again, many people say
you were your own worst enemy because you said that you should be eliminated from NXT. Let's hear from you.
You know, that's absolutely true. But the truth is, I was eliminated by WWE management, not the pros. And there's a couple reasons for that. I mean, when I came to WWE, I heard about the politics here. I heard the nightmares. I heard all about that stuff, about how Vince McMahon loves big guys, and they like the guys that they make themselves, regardless of whether or not those people can come out here and engage the WWE universe. I was a self-made man. I was not invented by the WWE machine, and I would think with them having stockholders and this being a profitable company that they would want a guy who makes them the most money, okay? They don't have the ability to judge by prejudice who they pick to be stars, okay? They need to pick guys who are the best people for this job, and the best person for this job is me.
Says who? Okay. Answer your critics who say that excuses aside, you essentially eliminated yourself with your comments.
Matt Stryker, you of all people should understand. Blessed are the meek, right? Blessed are the meek. I don't need to tell anybody how good I am. When you people come out here and you see me wrestle, you know how good I am. Chris Jericho, you know how good I am. William Regal, you know how good I am.
Oh, come on now.
All the pros
Why is this guy even
know
here?
how good I am. And even though The Miz
He's
doesn't
awesome.
like to admit it, he knows not only am I
Amen.
good, but he knows that I'm better than him.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Come on. That's inappropriate.
You're better
What
than
arrogance
me.
this guy's got?
You're better than me. Wait a second. You are an indie star. You haven't done anything in the WWE. I was the first person ever in the history of WWE to win the United States and Unified Tag Team Championship at the same time. What have you done besides eliminate yourself?
Yeah, go,
Miz.
Miz.
You think you're so good? You think you're so good? Come down to the ring right now and prove it.
Whoa, hang on. Whoa, Daniel, you've been eliminated.
Wait a second. One thing I don't miss about NXT is you constantly interrupting me, okay?
Where does this
There
guy
is
get off?
one person, only one person, who refuses to acknowledge how good I am. And he keeps saying that I have no personality.
And here's where he looks at Michael Cole.
He keeps saying that I don't have the it factor. Michael Cole, you're just a parrot, okay?
A parrot.
Those people, you've got Vince McMahon in your ear telling you all the time to tell these people that I don't have it.
Yeah, and I do,
You
you know?
think because I don't watch television, because I'm a vegan, that I don't have it, that I don't have personality.
Yeah,
I have more
but I'm
personality in my little finger than you have in your
Now,
whole
come on
being.
now.
You are a poor man's replacement. You are a poor man's replacement. JR, you're a poor man's guy.
And that's essentially it, as you see now, or as you saw, Bryan Danielson then attacking Michael Cole. Now, Rashi Brown, this is obviously some things said in that worked shoot, if you will, that are not new to the ears of many fans. Your perspective on, firstly, Bryan Danielson being allowed to say these things, and secondly, your thoughts on how much of it he meant and where we may see this character go from here.
Man, he spoke. My eyes they watered. He spoke what we all think and say, and absolutely 100% true. It was everything I would want to say if I had a chance to snap in the face of a man that it was great. I don't care if it's part of an angle or whatever, but it was said, millions of people heard it. They acknowledged it because they allowed it to happen. So they know it's out there and whatever, but yeah, it was said and it's very true.
You know, if you think about it, the guy they picked, though, to say that, they're going to put some steam behind him now.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be a big star. Because you don't let just anybody go out there and expose how that office thinks.
Right.
But we all knew that, though.
Yeah, we all knew
We
it,
all-
but
no one's ever said it.
Not the 20,000 people in the arena knew that.
And
Or the
in
millions
that
watching at
arena,
home.
there's probably 7 or 8 people that knew that. You know what I mean?
But
Now, that's a tape segment, correct?
Here's the significant piece of this. WWE obviously aware, but putting it out there.
But it's a taped segment.
It was.
What does that matter?
Well, if it was something that Vince
Oh, it
did
was
not,
a work. They totally. It
If
was
it
planned.
was a shoot, it would have never aired.
well, that's what I'm saying.
He'd be fired.
If there
I
was
mean, it's
something
just
like we wanted you to go there, but not that far.
No, go there. Go all the way there. Why not?
But the arrogance of WWE will let them believe that the fans believe this is associated to what Bryan Danielson thinks and not a greater problem potentially out there with WWE. So I don't think they run any risk by allowing this type of information to get out. And a couple of things of note that was said. Vince loves big guys. Guys, how many times have we heard that?
Well, it's the truth.
Guys, they make themselves.
Everything
David Hero.
everything
you
he
keep
said
talking
was
about
the,
Christian.
everything he
You
said was the
can't
truth.
win to lose.
Yeah.
Everything he said was the truth.
Yeah.
McMahon in your ear. We've heard Mick Foley talk about that. We've heard Taz talk about that.
I was surprised he mentioned JR.
A cheap man's,
Why
a
not,
poor man's
man?
replacement
If you're
for
gonna
JR.
go there, go
Well,
there.
I'm just saying,
go.
you know.
It. You know what? It did. I think they tapped that button to find Danielson's fire.
They found it.
And
He's hot about it.
exactly. And the crowd's behind him, man, and he's going to be a super duper star because of it.
Now let's
the
see.
whole thing of his promo will be forgotten by the people, but
Unless it airs on SmackDown or Raw.
No. It's not going to carry on forever. Do you think people are
it
going to
might carry on
protest the
for a week.
WWE because this is out now?
Well, to your
No,
point,
it's just to the normal wrestling fan, everything is real. So it's just a normal promo. So next week they'll forget about it. Well, maybe not next week, but in 2 or 3 weeks they'll forget about it. But it's the thing that propelled Danielson into superstardom.
I think the only way it propels him, and to your point, David Hero, 0.9 was the rating for NXT, just over 1 million viewers last week. But the only thing that will propel him is if they continue this type of dialogue with him.
Exactly.
If this is a one-off, one-done kind of thing, the fans mostly forgot about what he said when they left the building that night. The fans mostly forgot about what he said when they stopped watching NXT. The fans mostly will not revisit it unless we see a recap on SmackDown.
And they have to.
Or something else along the same lines happen next week on NXT.
He has to carry on like that.
Well, no, but they have to show a recap of him attacking Michael Cole.
Right, they will.
And what led up to that.
They will.
Yeah. They're putting a lot of money right now into this kid.
Should they?
They are.
Frank, Kaz, your thoughts on the promo and whether or not they should be going in this direction with this particular
They
star?
should. I think why not? Because he was a guy that came out to NXT. Everybody knew him right away.
And it's the summertime, right? So you can experiment.
You could. That's my theory, man. You can't steal that.
I was just mocking you.
But it was a good promo because it's exactly what we were thinking, what we all know. But it's a one-time deal because they can't do it to anyone else later on, maybe 5 years from now
right.
or 10 years from now. But for the moment, here's a guy that they have maybe a lot of stock in and say, let's push his button. Let's see how he reacts. We're going to let you say what everybody thinks is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Truth or not, we don't know exactly all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I thought it was well done. But I'm sure that once he got that script, he's like, wow, if I screw this up, I'm done.
Oh, he's not going to screw that
When
up.
he got that script, he was ecstatic because he's the first guy to ever get to go on TV and do that.
And not only
he
that,
can't screw that up.
he's a perfectionist.
Joey
He's not
Styles did
gonna
it when he
screw-
quit Raw. Paul Heyman did it back in the Alliance days.
But it's
But
different.
Jesse Ventura
It's
went a bunch of
different
places that
when
were
it's
true.
a guy trying to break through the glass
Okay,
ceiling.
you're right. Okay, yeah, got it.
I liked it. I thought it was excellent.
This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
Get the latest from Wilde and Hodricourt inside the audio vault at ESPNMilwaukee.com.
When you want to turn bedtime into playtime, Super Video. Super Video 2 and City News and Video has exactly what you need. Stop in for great deals on adult titles. Right now, buy two $14.95 DVDs and you'll get 2 free. That's right, free. They also have a wide variety of lingerie for that lady in your life, varying from risque fashions to racy bedroom wear and everything in between. Surprise that special someone with a sensational gift for the both of you. You're sure to find just what you're looking for to heat things up between the sheets. Don't forget, Super Video, Super Video 2, and City News and Video carry a full line of tobacco accessories, including wood, metal, and color-changing pieces. And they're open late, till 2 a.m. or later. For all your adult entertainment needs, remember to shop Super Video in West Dallas, Super Video 2 in Cudahy, and City News and Video in Waukesha.
Smoking accessories up to tobacco use only. No other use is intended or implied.
Greeny is joined by Bob Golick and Greg Golick to rip Brother Mike.
Greg, what was Mike Golick like as a younger brother?
All I can say is that typically the women that he went out with weighed more than him. Typically. And we really didn't mind them coming around. It's just that we didn't have enough beer.
Wow.
That's where you wanted to go, huh?
That's where you wanted to go.
No, that isn't what I meant.
Oh.
I didn't see that coming.
Mike and Mike in the Morning on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
What if I told you there was a machine out there that could cut your hair, change the oil in your truck, do the dishes, and regrout the entire bathroom? And then what if I told you that you could get this wonderful machine for up to $350 off? You'd probably drop your rugged facade for a second and allow yourself a moment of glee. Well, that machine does not exist. But if you love your land as much as we think you do, there's something even better out there. The John Deere Select Series tractor with dozens of attachments. From loading to mowing, from tilling to grading. There's an attachment to help you create whatever you want. And as for the savings of up to $350 during deer season, that was the honest truth. Plus, our Select Series comes with the only 4-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty in its class. Now, if that all sounds too good to be true, head down to your local John Deere dealer and see for yourself.
Experience top-notch customer service and expert product support at Proven Power in Oconomowoc and Burlington, your local John Deere dealer.
Are you stressed out trying to find the best hotel price?
Yes.
Then try Travelocity's new Top Secret Hotels, the easy way to get unpublished discounts of up to 45% off 3- and 4-star hotels without the hassle of bidding.
No bidding?
No bidding.
Well, knock me over.
You got it.
Oh, very funny. Ha! What's it called again?
Travelocity's Top Secret Hotels.
Good luck keeping that a secret.
Travelocity, the best place for hotel deals. Go to Travelocity.com for details and to book your top secret hotel now.
Follow 540 ESPN on Twitter. That's twitter.com/ESPN Milwaukee.
I quit! Remember the controversy surrounding that match between The Rock and Mick Foley from a Royal Rumble of years ago? All those chair shots.
Chair shots. Yep. Absolutely. You know, this song reminds me, intern Cal slipped and fell on the playground, chipped his front tooth.
Was he playing with Aisha?
Aisha, yes. And Chris Cross. And the funny thing was is the Fresh Prince was there, too. You know?
With Jeffrey.
So he's sitting there, and, of course, you know, he slips and falls and chips his front tooth. And as we're going to the dentist, he looks at me, and he's like, you know, my biggest worry is I'll be a toothless wrestler like Mick Foley or one of the Hillbillies.
Or one of the Hillbillies.
And I said, Meathead is not a wrestler.
Oh, man.
No,
you know, it's the end of an era.
It is, isn't it?
Country Boy's done. Meathead's married. He's hitched.
Mm-hmm.
We're all better off.
Oh, hey, and before I forgot, during the break, my guy Dorian from Scummed Out Entertainment wants to do a DHHS theme song, bumper music for us.
Frank?
I think it'd be great.
Don't look at me,
The
man.
Dave Hero Has Spoken song? Come on.
Shut up.
The yakety sack. There you go.
I'm not very pleased about this right now at all.
Appropriate.
Nobody needs to write anything. We got it right there. Come out and get the news. Dave Hero Has Spoken t-shirt.
Hey.
$5.99.
Quit tugging at my underwear,
$9.99. I'm
Dave.
losing money then.
Oh, yeah. This is the award-winning pro wrestling report.
Quit looking under my shirt, Dave.
Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be. We will still take phone calls if you'd like to call in. The number 276 ESPN or all over the world at 1-800-990 ESPN. Gentlemen, let's talk about TNA Impact from tonight. And, well, here's what I don't get. Why would Jay Lethal, who, as you say, Dave Hero, is white hot right now, get a clean pin or a clean submission out of Robert Roode, who is clearly the future of that company? It didn't make any sense to me.
No.
I get it, though. They went into the Flair beatdown
and here's the thing. I don't mind if he rolls them up quick, 1, 2, 3.
Right.
He made them tap to the figure 4.
I know. And then roll out of the ring to the floor selling type tap. I was like, what? That made no sense.
And you know what? Bobby Roode, when we were down at Hammond, that guy's a machine. All he did was work out until right before his match. He's dedicated. And they could have done so many other things.
It's an amazing specimen.
I did not get that at all.
Yeah. Well, like I said, to go into the Flair thing afterwards was great. And here's the good part. And here's what I'm really thinking about is going to be good stuff. Slammiversary, I will predict, or I will assume that it's going to be Ric Flair versus Jay Lethal. And think of how fun it will be to watch Jay Lethal wrestling a Ric Flair match against Ric Flair.
It's gonna be.
That's good stuff.
I might watch that actually.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
So if that's what the payoff is, then all right, maybe it was worth it a little bit. But it just, and they're not pushing Rude right now, so maybe it makes sense right now. But isn't that the problem many times with TNA? It's all about right now.
Yeah.
Not 1 month,
like
2 months, 3 months from now. But it seemed like they started going in that direction, looking towards lockdown back in January, sort of skipping over the Against All Odds. I think it was pay-per-view in between. But now everything seems hot.
Actually, this would be a great question for you as far as storylines. How far in advance?
Well, usually, Frank, when I'm getting booked for matches, it's probably about a month or so.
Yeah.
TNA just taped 3 weeks of TV.
I have no idea how far down the line they think.
If you had to guess.
Every 3 weeks.
No, you don't go 3 weeks. You have to go.
No, they tape for 3 weeks.
Tape for 3 weeks, not book. Difference.
They booked 3 weeks worth of TV.
Right, but they still have the next 3 weeks after that planned in their head, Dave.
I don't think it's planned.
Well, are you saying they should or do?
They have to. You can't go. You cannot book 3 weeks of TV and then go sit at your desk the next day and say, okay, so what do we do next TV? You can't do that. Get out of here.
Would it surprise you? Would it surprise you?
That would really, really, really shock me.
Then you're shocked.
Man, don't even tell me. Come on now. Stop it.
Okay. I'm done. He's not listening.
I can't.
Rob Terry, the Freak.
Oh, come on.
Seriously, what? Versus Orlando Jordan again.
Right?
Yeah.
Nothing to say about that match anymore.
It's awkward.
All right, now, okay. Orlando did this whole big old hubbub, and then he gets in the ring, and then he wrestles like Orlando Jordan.
Yeah.
And he wears pink trunks, so that makes him different.
Were they pink?
Yeah. I have HD.
I thought it was the eyeliner.
Yeah.
How's that working for you?
Well, listen, the thing with Rob Terry cut a promo before the match. My legs hurt. I'm going to hurt you anyway still. It's going to be a fight. I mean, really, okay, looking at the fact that they may be adjusting their roster soon, is Rob Terry that guy? Now, we all know Rob Terry's not going anywhere. Should he be going somewhere, though? Like, if it's not back to training, at least. You shouldn't train on a national scale. And you've got history with Rob Terry, I believe. No.
History? I mean,
you know of him.
I know of him. I was around him for a few days. I didn't even know he was in TNA. I thought he was still in WWE Developmental. And I turned on the TV. I was like, whoa, he's there.
Just like that.
So, I mean, when they signed him, I think they put him on the road pretty quick, and they found out pretty quick that he couldn't adapt, and they put him back in developmental. And then I guess he just couldn't get it, and they released him. And I mean, a specimen like that, I don't think you'd give up on unless you really were sure that there was no chance for this dude.
But David Hero, your opinion on the fact that he is a specimen like that is what? As far as being pushed on a big wrestling company.
It just draws negative attention.
Why?
Come
on,
man.
man.
Come on, man.
Don't even go there.
He
Don't
does.
go
He's
there,
so
man.
Not that it's true, but the perception.
I don't care about perception.
But perception
we're
is reality.
Perceived as we're clowns. We're circus acts. We're everything that they want us to be at whatever particular time.
Vince McMahon would not put him on TV right now.
It's all about that.
Dude, this is what I'll say. When he was there, they had a wellness program, and he didn't fail any tests while I was there.
They kept
So,
testing Ken
Maybe
Anderson.
he didn't take him. Maybe he didn't take the test.
honestly, I was there the day they were tested. I didn't have to test because I wasn't under contract, but every one of those dudes, it was like a 6 or 7 hour process.
Yeah, and they all had this big gallon jug of lemonade that they poured.
No,
in the
there
cup.
was like five. There was like 5 doctors and in a stall with no one. They couldn't close the door. Like guys had anxiety, and it took them like 3 hours to go because they couldn't do it in front of a lady and a guy. But it was that legit, man.
In the Champisphere, PWRshow.com, Kid Natural says Big Rob Terry is brackets. He will be bouncing at a pub in England in 2 years.
Good.
When we come back, we're going to talk about WWE Over the Limit this Sunday on pay-per-view. This is the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com.
540 ESPN.
Welcome back to the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. WWE Over the Limit this Sunday on pay-per-view, the latest pay-per-view offering from WWE. And it's headlined by some championship matchups, but let's run down the entire card for this pay-per-view coming up this Sunday. And we'll start with the matchup that will feature R-Truth versus Ted DiBiase. Rashi, your thoughts?
Yeah, Rashi.
I figured that was a good place to start.
All right.
Now, whoa, hold on.
R-Truth
Keep
versus,
in mind.
now, will Virgil be there?
Virgil will be in the corner of Ted DiBiase.
Shut up, for real?
He was on Raw.
Virgil's
No
back.
way.
Oh, he's back. You probably didn't notice him because he
Everybody
wasn't wearing the
gets
red and silver
another
jacket.
No, he was he really?
He
No, he was wearing a white T-shirt.
A wife beater.
No, but he was
It
really
was
on
not.
Raw.
It was not a white T-shirt.
Was he really on Raw?
I swear.
He was.
Absolutely.
He was.
Everybody gets another run.
And he spat all over him when he was talking to.
Wow, when's Duke the Dumpster Drosy getting another run?
T.L. Hopper, I'm waiting for him.
I'm gonna have to go with since Virgil's there. Yeah, Mr. DiBiase.
You got to go with Ted DiBiase. He
Only
needs
one of
to
these
win
times.
more than R-Truth does right now.
Right, DiBiase wins this one.
I would tend to agree with that. Let's go on to a Divas Championship matchup. Eve up against Marty's. We'll start with you, David Hero.
Eve.
And QA? No questions about it?
No, she's the hottest chick on Raw right now.
On?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now she is the darling for both Raw and SmackDown.
Kaz?
Got a coin? I don't know.
I got the same side you got.
So
I'm
Unified,
going to take Maurice.
the Unified Tag Team Championships will be on the line as Chris Jericho and The Miz get an opportunity to regain their championship belts, their former championship belts, from the Hart Dynasty, D.H. Smith, and Tyson Kidd. Kaz, your thoughts?
Everything's pointing towards the Harts here. Something tells me that the belts go back. And I'm going to go that direction and say that Miz gets the belts back.
Well, who's telling you that?
I don't know, but you're all looking at me like I'm made the dumbest prediction.
No, I'm certainly not.
You just said something tells you, and we just want to
Yeah.
know what that is.
What's telling you?
It's my own
read it
mind.
on the
It's my
internet.
Jedi mind, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, Star Wars.
These are not the
30 years.
droids you're looking for.
You're giving me your wallet.
David Hero, can you speak on this?
You know what? I think that the Hart Dynasty is going to win, and we can thank Bryan Danielson for interfering and causing The Miz to lose.
Yeah.
All right, now you've said this before. Are you saying that feud's going to be next, taking off?
Absolutely.
He's jumping the rail.
Yeah, Miz and Danielson, it's going to be great.
Speaking of great, a commercial for the A-Team came out.
Hey, no free pub.
That's going to be a great movie.
It's going to be fun.
You know what was disappointing, though, is that you didn't get the gig as BA. I was rather frustrated about that.
I was trying to get the role of face.
I was talking about Damien,
Look at how
not
handsome
you.
I am. I should be face man.
Hart Dynasty or Miz and Jericho, Rashi Brown.
I agree with Dave, so obviously I'm going to go with the Hart Dynasty via the same way Dave said it will happen.
The Viper, Randy Orton versus Edge. Rashi, your thoughts?
I guess I'm going to go with Randy Orton.
Octave? Randy Orton and Edge.
Tough one.
This one's not sure why the match particularly means anything, but Randy Orton versus Edge.
Who needs it more, Edge or Orton?
Edge.
Yeah, I could see a double disqualification, too.
That was my answer. That was the DQ of the night.
Is that like the kaboom of the week?
It is the kaboom of the week. It's a DQ.
Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk. And if Rey Mysterio loses, he must join the Straight Edge Society. If CM Punk loses, he also loses his darkened locks. Kaz, your thoughts?
Rey Mysterio wins this thing, and this feud ends.
Oh, there's no way the feud ends with the guy getting his head shaved.
He goes nuts.
Ray is going into the SES. Yeah.
I think so.
They need him in there.
Why not, man? A new twist.
Yeah, it'd be great.
The unwilling participant.
Mm-hmm.
Kofi gets another shot after winning the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown last week against the new Intercontinental Champion, Drew McIntyre. David Hero.
Drew over Kofi.
He's the chosen one. Rashi Brown.
If he's the chosen one, you can't fight the chosen one.
Chosen.
Drew wins it.
Drew. You don't seem very enthused about that match.
This one is a
Frank.
tough one for me to choose. I don't know which.
Talk about two different styles. You know.
It is.
Slow and deliberate, Drew,
and it could be a terrible match.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be the DQ.
Contrasting styles work well together too, you know.
But will the fans in attendance in Detroit care about this match? I think there's some
heat
heat
to
to
it. Depends where it is.
After what happened on SmackDown.
Depends where it is in the evening.
On the card. But I think they generated some heat with SmackDown. And what happened on SmackDown, if you didn't see it, was Christian versus Kofi for the IC belt after Drew had been stripped and fired. Kofi wins.
Well, they stripped of the title, then fired. Got to clarify that, you know.
Kofi wins, and then he is stripped of the title by Teddy Long, who is threatened with being fired by Drew McIntyre in the WWE offices, namely Vince McMahon. So I think they got there in a way that the fans may actually care a bit about this particular matchup because I think Kofi's a pretty good fan favorite.
He is.
Oh, the kids love Kofi. But look how far he's fallen.
Yeah, he was up against Randy Orton.
His chance. If it were to happen again, SmackDown is his chance.
I mean,
that crazy move
he was
Orton.
in a top feud with Randy Orton, the only top not true heel in the company, and now he's sent down to SmackDown to battle, it's
a paycheck.
Drew McIntyre. yeah, it's a paycheck, but, I mean, they pushed that kid.
Stop it, man. They're going to try to rebuild him now.
Okay. With Drew McIntyre.
I don't know, man.
Dude, you could dump 5 gallons of gasoline on Drew McIntyre and throw a match, he won't get any heat.
Is he really that bad?
He's not that bad, but nobody cares.
Well,
From now on,
okay.
it's going to be how many gallons do they need to get heat?
Yeah. Right now he needs at least 6.
You better not get it from the
Gulf.
5's
not going to do it.
That's like $35.
This is the award-winning
Get it
Pro
from
Wrestling
BP.
Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Is Alicia Fox on the card?
You know what?
Sunday night?
That's what I was. You know what? She was on Raw. Not a
Yes,
bad
she was.
outing.
Looks like the Woo Woo wants a little Fox.
Yeah.
You know, one match I forgot. I said we had 2 matches left on WWE Over the Limit coming up this Sunday on pay-per-view. Cody Rhodes will be going one-on-one with Sheamus, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's the same, man. It's the same.
That's a pre-pay-per-view.
That's the dark match.
Blowout.
The Uncommon Man, Cody Rhodes.
The Uncommon match.
Epic failure.
The baloney blowout match.
World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line.
Wait, hold on. You were kidding. People are going to think that they really are going to wrestle.
They're not wrestling.
They're not wrestling.
No.
I mean, they could be
Cody's
wrestling,
wrestling
not on
Hornswoggle.
pay-per-view.
The only guy he might be able to beat.
Stop. Jack Swagger, the World Heavyweight Champion, will defend that title against the Big Show. The last 10 minutes, you've been something else.
I've been honest.
Finally. Yeah, the last 2 minutes he's been on.
We know who Hero is going to pick in this matchup, but Jack Swagger versus Big Show. Will the World Heavyweight Championship change hands, Rashi?
That's nasty, man. No, Jack Swagger's got to stay champ.
Swagger keeps the title.
And what is probably going to be the main event, John Cena versus Batista for the WWE Championship. Octavius, take us home.
It's an I Quit match. You got to go with John Cena.
Yep. Because of the way Raw ended, especially this past Monday, huh?
Yeah.
No way Batista
Cena's
wins.
not a quitter.
Batista wins this match.
Whoa, Frank.
Yep. Oh, wait a minute, though. John Cena said I quit 3 times in that promo on Raw, so maybe there'll be a recording.
I kind of screamed it. He just went, ah!
With the whole duct tape, I'm wondering if he's going to tape over Batista's mouth and have him hold up a sign that says I quit.
Everything's pointing towards Cena winning this thing, but Batista wins.
What?
Wow.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Prediction. That's my prediction.
We didn't get the hot news.
You got 10 seconds. Get hot as you want.
There's a bomb with music and announcements and stuff. We don't have time. Rashi? Cena? Batista?
Cena.
And don't forget, tomorrow, DHHS on sale.
PWRshow.com, exclusively available. The DHHS t-shirt. Looks good. Looks good, by the way. After this pay-per-view on Sunday, Over the Limit, what will be the newsworthy item? If we could pick it right now, Dave, I'll defer to you on that. Monday, what are we going to be talking about as it pertains to this pay-per-view?
John Cena.
We'll be live again Monday night right here on 540 ESPN after WWE Raw. This has been the award-winning Pro Wrestling Report on 540 ESPN and ESPNMilwaukee.com. Thank you for tuning in.